Hello, welcome to the BILX Lepak Show. So today we are going to do a very interesting thing where we are going to debunk a few myths of the insurance industry. Featuring here, we're all from BILX. We have three very auspicious individuals. First, on our this side, yes, this side. Wait, okay, I can't do. Okay, anyway, we have Seng, the Pokemon Master. Hello, Seng.
Hi.
Can
Hi.
you introduce yourself a bit more?
As Ching said, I'm a Pokemon master. I play a lot of Pokemon.
Okay, the second one we have Amy. She's our wellness freak in our agency. You want any wellness tips? You can look for her. Zen mode. And of course, cannot forget about myself, Ching, with the sexy dad bod. So today we're gonna debunk a few myths of insurance and what's our opinion on it, just for fun. So of course, before we start, everything that we say here is our own personal opinion. So nothing is actually official from our agency or from our company. It's just some little fun that we decide to have while during lockdown, right? So let's start. Question number one. Insurance agent only wants to sell even if I don't need it. Is that a fact or a myth? So ready in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! I think it's a myth. Oh,
I think it's a myth
I think it's
also.
a myth.
Oop, a fact from me.
Oh, okay. So, Amy, since you are the one with a different opinion, can you tell us why do you think so?
Not disclaimer, not me. But I have been hearing, encountering from people's like friends and prospective clients, on their experience prior to meeting me lah. So that's what they were saying that they were being hard sell. So that is the sharing from their opinion and experience. So yeah,
Okay.
hence that fact.
Seng, what's your thought?
For, for me, it's a myth because as far as I know, people now are getting more and more smarter. They're getting a lot smarter. They understand finance more. They have access to a lot more information. So, for example, if let's say I do want to, if I sell something that they don't need, and then they go back and check, a lot of people will go back and fact find to check whether or not they actually need it. They can do their own research and whatnot. So, to me, it's a myth.
I think for me it's also quite similar to what Aseng is saying. Because nowadays, like if you talk about like 10, 20 years ago, maybe that's a different thing because people are more less educated and they are not so aware of like financial planning as a general. But nowadays, I would say majority of the people are more literate. Not saying they're like better financially educated, but they're more literate. So they kind of know what they want. As long as it fits in their goal, they will say they want. But if it's nothing that they want, for sure, I think you will come out with a very strong rejection also lah. So that's why I say it's a myth. But before, yes, I will agree with you, Amy. It was, it used to be quite bad about it lah. Okay, question number 2. They always have a personal agenda. Does insurance always have a personal agenda? In 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. Aseng, why don't you tell us what's your thought on it?
We don't always have personal agenda. From what I believe from the term of personal agenda is we always ask people out just because we want to sell them insurance. I guess that's what generally it means lah. But to us, to insurance agents are still humans. We still want friends.
Yep.
We still want to meet people to get to know their life and whatnot, and just hang out and chill up. So it's not always have personal agenda. So modern insurance agent, normally when we ask people out for business, we will give a heads up to tell them we're meeting for business, and we're meeting for business. If most of the time if we don't meet for business, if I don't say we are meeting for business and I do ask you out and we talk business, most likely I will never get the chance to see you again. We don't want that to happen.
Yeah, true. Amy, what's your thought?
Very similar to what Aseng said. By personal agenda, usually it means we have something like have a hidden agenda behind it, like we want to get to business. I agree with that saying. It's more like we also want friends. So if that leads to a business, unless you call that as a business personal agenda also lah, but otherwise, we are still human. We are social animals.
Oh.
We still need friends.
Oh damn!
yeah.
I actually thought of that as a personal agenda. Okay. Then yeah, I think
I think it's a definition.
Yeah, I think that's how we interpret it lah. So for me, I also see it like if I meet you for business, that is a personal agenda of mine. We're gonna talk about business lah. But if it's just a personal meeting, like having tea with friends, then of course it doesn't make sense to have a personal agenda lah. For me lah. So yeah, I interpret it that way. So that's why I say it's a fact. If we meet up for business, of course there's always been a personal agenda, or there's always an agenda behind the meeting. If it's a business meeting, then of course we're gonna talk about business. So that's how I see it as an agenda. But if it's just a lepak meeting, then no lah. Of course, then if not, everyone will run away from me, right? So I won't have any friends. Maybe that's why my social circle is quite small. All right. So myth number 3: does insurance agent always dress smart and have nice car? Ready in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da!
Sorry, wrong side. Myth.
Okay, so for the first time, we are all having an agreement. We don't always dress smart and nice car. So since you two have started already, I'll start also. My turn. So I don't believe all insurance agents dress smart and wear nice car, because I personally I don't dress. I don't dress smart all the time. My friends and my clients can attest to that. Nice car, subjective. It depends on comfort, right? So if you happen to have a comfortable car that is nice, nothing wrong, I think. You yourself, Amy?
Yeah, I agree lah. Like, it's still a professional career. So if you want to dress smart, of course can lah. But I think a lot of us, the younger generation, we are kinda in for that freedom. So there are more and more of us like who are very casual with it, and it depends on the people that you speak with. For me, my clientels, we are more like the easygoing, flowy. I would like to think that way lah. So dress smart for sure. We don't just wear hantam lah, but that's definitely not for every agents.
True. Seng?
For me, we dress to the occasion.
Okay.
If it's, I wouldn't want to dress like in formal attire to meet a client on a casual Sunday. It will.
Yeah, true.
I believe in dressing to the occasion. So not all the time. We do dress smart, but not all the time. As for nice car, I think it's up to definition. If a nice car means a German luxury car, then not all insurance agent is there. Not all insurance agent is there. But in terms of, I said it's a myth because in terms of nice car, I believe a lot of our cars are quite messy. I see it in that way.
Hey, don't expose our secret. Come on, our cars are all very neat and tidy one, right?
Right.
It's like a
We
second
move
house
around
to
a
me.
lot. We move around a lot. We carry a lot of things with us. So our cars may not be as nice in the sense that it's neat
Yeah.
at all times.
True.
Yeah,
Agree.
we do. Of course, we want to clean up a lot of times.
Yeah, you can.
So that's why I said it's a myth.
Yeah, true. You can ask the Pokemon Go master and the wellness freak on this, on how to keep your car nice and tidy. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Number 4. Insurance agent likes to turn friends into clients. Is that a myth or a fact? 3, 2, 1. Yes. Agree.
Wow, we all agree.
Let's move on. No lah, just kidding. So Seng, can you tell us more?
Okay, when you're turning friends into clients, think of it this way: when you discover a new restaurant, it's very nice. It's something that you want to share with other people. So we believe that insurance can actually really help people in the short term, in the long run, help them plan out their finance. It's the step one to I believe insurance planning and risk management comes hand in hand, and it's step one to financial planning. It's the first step you take. So by turning, I share I share what is good with my friends, and if they like it, they turn into my clients. It's as simple as that. Because good things are meant to be shared. Simple as that.
Steady lah. Wow, what a good answer. Amy?
Very well said. For me, okay. When you do insurance as a carrier, you're looking into a long term, like super long term. We're talking about decades here, lah. Like a serious agent like ourselves, lah. So, like we also make friends with people that we can click with, like we have similar values, or I can learn from you and all this. So when I combine the two together, it's my life carrier. So of course, I would also like to work with people that I can, we can communicate better. So usually, as a social person, also like we make friends and all, like, it's good things like, whatever we are doing we are doing out of goodwill also. So, like who are the people, like not everyone can become your client, that's for sure. Not like how not everyone can become your friends. So for me, now that I become friends with you, like to look into a long term, if I want to do like a business relationship to you, I think it makes a lot of sense also that. Or otherwise, it could be the other way as well. I turn my clients into friends. So I think it works vice versa. How about you, Ching?
For me, quite similar to both of you also. Because when you're dealing with client, of course, I want to work with people that I, like. So definitely, my friends are people that I like lah, right? If not, they won't be my friends. So if can, I would like all my friends to be my clients. But of course, they have the freedom to choose also. So I don't force them. They definitely have to become my client. But yes, I will definitely 100% agree. I like turning my friends into clients. But not because I approach you with a personal agenda, of course. But if I can, I know I said facts, but saying but is already depowering whatever I said before. Anyways, yeah, I would definitely like my friends to be my clients. That is the whole truth. I only like to work with people that, clicks with me, have the same values, have the same moral compass. So if that is a fact, then by all means, it's something that I'm okay with, right?
I believe we all want to work with people that wants to work with us.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
For our listeners, I'm
Mutual,
sure it's the
mutual.
same for you as well, right? You want to have an agent that you like to work with as well. Okay, next question.
Look at these shameless plugs.
segue. So we bring to you this session. Just kidding. All right, so new agents don't stay long enough. Is that a fact or a myth? In 3, 2, 1, cast your vote. Wow. What an interesting choice, Seng. Can you tell us more?
I've seen I won't say I've been in the industry for too long. This is currently I think I'm entering my 4th year. I've seen agents come and go, short term agents come and go. A lot of the time they come in because in terms of work-wise, insurance industry is very different from other industries, from the typical 9 to 5 job industry. So you may come in, if you may like it, you stay a long time. You may come in, you find it's not what you are looking for, and then you leave. So that's why it's hard to say whether this is actual fact or a myth.
Okay, fair enough. Amy?
I said it was a myth, right?
How can you forget your choice?
Because in a way, like I was saying, I agree with a lot of things. So I think a myth now is winning, because right now the whole regulation, the application process is getting more strict. I'll say it's a good thing as a community for the whole Brunei community also. So newer agents before, prior to this, few years back, is really that it would be 100% fact. But right now, as the whole regulation is getting harder to more strict, the requirements are higher. The people who actually enter the industry, they have gone through a lot of barriers lah, I'll say. So once they're really like contracted and then become a licensed insurance agent, the likelihood of them staying is higher and higher. And also now the trainings are all more in place. So I would say it would be like a fact, and it's now skewing towards the myth part lah, slowly.
Okay. So from
Ching?
my side, actually, I do agree with what both of you say also. I say it as a fact because it's just statistically, people, newer agents doesn't stay long enough lah. Like, let's just put a segue also lah. BRLX is actually one of the best agency, the newest agency. Actually, we're always looking for new blood also. So if you are looking into joining our industry, we have one of the highest retention rate. And anyway, that's out of the way. Yeah, new agents do not stay.
I mean, with a senior like this, that's why Amy and I stayed, right?
Thanks. I take full credit.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I've been in the industry for about 10, almost close to 10 years, 9, dinosaur already. So I seen a lot of people come in and go. And it's just the fact that most people leave rather than stay. Which is a good thing because those who stay really are sure what they want in the industry or what they want to achieve. So those who stay, especially if they stay longer than 3 to 4 years, it's quite safe to say they are a life agent already, or likely they will stay for even longer periods of time. So like myself, now if you ask me if I want to go to another like 9 to 5 job or do something else, no, I'm not actually even thinking about it. Maybe a side business, yes, but if I want to do a full time, definitely in the industry. Right? So yeah.
Yep, agree.
Okay, next question. Insurance agent is hard to contact after selling.
Oh,
Ready? Have you made up your mind? 3, 2, 1.
yes.
I think here lah. Correct.
Amy, what's with the hesitation?
Yeah, maybe you can tell us more.
We are not talking about ourselves, right? If ourselves, definitely a myth lah.
Yep.
Because that's the way that we are being trained, like servicing is important. Like I mentioned earlier, like when we do this, when we are being trained, we see this as a life career already. So servicing is important. It's not like I sell you today, close one case, and then that's it. To the matter of like seeing as a client's perspective, is their livelihood. I mean, like it's technically like a lifetime thing. For us, it's like super long term also, if not lifetime as well. So yeah, but again, it's always the experience that I accumulate from the people that I meet. I mean, like prior to meeting me, they say, oh, I have these policies with other like insurance company, insurance agents, whoever it is. And then they say, have you managed, do you know like what is it, what's the latest update, etc., like any more details to fit me so that I can understand better, right? Then they will say, no, after they bought, they are out of reach with the agents already. So I'm like, oh wow, how long was that? Some could be like very immediate. It's like, oh, I bought it like last year or something. Some is like donkey years ago, like 10, 20 years. They say, oh, ever since I bought, that's it, full stop. I have been receiving letters and whatnot, but that's it, full stop.
Yep.
Okay. So that's from experience talk again.
Yeah. What about you, Seng?
Stories.
I think I said it's a myth because it's not about it's about like how you want to contact your agent in the first place. So a lot of times after selling, I can't say for other agents, but as for us from BRLX, we want to service our client as well. A lot of times, for example, how do I say this? In terms of contacting, we prioritize service a lot more than ourselves because we want our clients to be our long-term client. Mm-hmm. That's the main thing that we all achieve for. Because a lot of times, like for example, I believe Ching, Amy, we get referrals from our clients. So we want to work. Not enough lah.
Not enough
Hello,
referrals.
Clients, you hear that? Hello, clients, you heard that? So it's not, for our clients, it's not difficult for them to contact us. Very. I believe that's that very much. So that's why I say it's a myth. I cannot say for about other companies or other agencies, but yeah. So please contact me, clients.
This segue need to do some more work. So for me, I say it's a myth also because I go back to the first point that I was talking about. Nowadays, people are more more educated. They know what they want, all these things, right? So you don't need your agent to contact you. You can also contact your agent. Wait before you take out your pitchfork and then burn me on a stake. That's what I believe. If you do need some service or you have any questions, it's always as easy as pick up your phone and contact that person, right? Say if I need to fix my car, I can just call to the service center and tell them I need my car to be fixed. They don't call me and say, "Hey, Ching, your car, do you need some fixing?" That's how I see it as that point. It's not hard to contact after selling. It's like if you were to phrase it differently and say, insurance agent don't follow up or don't, revisit after selling, then I agree it's a fact. But if it's just hard to contact, that means like they put off contacting you, or you try to call them and then they don't pick up your call or they run away, then that's what I would consider as a hard to contact after selling. So I said that's a myth. It's quite easy to contact your agents or anyone nowadays. But if you just say they follow up or not, that's a different story. Right? Okay, so let's do number 7. Insurance agent only show off when they are successful. No, I also show off. No, just kidding. 3. Oh, I haven't. Okay, straight away vote already. I believe it's a myth.
Myth.
Myth for sure.
Yeah. Let me start. Because it's how do I put it into words? I don't think people show for the sake of showing off or when they're successful. Of course, there are definitely people like that, but nowadays it's still back to like modern period nowadays. People are showing things that they personally associate themselves with. So, say for example, like Amy's one, right? She's like very keen into fitness, going to expensive gym and whatnot. So that's not really showing off, but more towards like is showing her passion. Like myself, I like coffee, so I buy myself a coffee machine, right? So of course those things cost a lot of money, but it's because of my passion. It's not because I want to like show off and then tell people, I can afford the machine and whatnot, right? So I don't believe that's the case nowadays. Of course, there's always outliers, but yeah, that's my 2 cents. Amy, your thoughts?
Agents only show off when they are successful. I don't think that's the case, because that would be too late already. Usually, I think it's either like, of course, there are people who show off only when they achieve certain things, or maybe they fake it up. But I think nowadays, like, we like to see the human touch of people. So like if you're going through certain challenges or struggles, if you're talking to the mass audience out there, we do want to be able to relate to you. This is why I also like to follow like people who, like you mentioned about fitness, Ching. So fitness, like people who struggle with just doing a plank. So, but eventually when they build up into doing like something very easy, like hundreds of push-ups, they go, wow, like actually follow her through the entire journey. So you want to be part of that growth, I suppose. So yeah, I think it's more like people share their journey, but most people only realize their existence or their progress after they are successful. But they, you only see the tip of the iceberg. It's not like they hide, what's underneath, but it's only you start to realize, oh yeah, oh wow, this person is like so good. How come I never pay attention to him before? It's just you not paying attention, It doesn't mean that person only surface after that, right? So that's my how I see it,
Okay, true. Seng?
My talking point is done.
That's what you wanted to say, is it?
So, yeah, it's basically, it's not, I mean, there, okay, in terms of, let's say, like a very general point of view, let's say, people say insurance agents like to show off. In this case, okay, let's say I assume that you're talking about like showing off expensive watches, cars, and whatnot. They agents, when they are successful, they like to show this off. So so it's in a sense like what Amy said, you don't see their journey going up. they're growing into before they buy their expensive watches, what watch were they using. So maybe they post about it, but it's because it's not an expensive watch or luxury branded goods, you don't pay attention. And then when somebody is successful and that they want to let you know that they can treat themselves not in the sense of showing off or not. They want to treat themselves. Like for example, I spoke to someone who told me that he wanted to buy a Rolex not because he wants to show off, but he wants something to show that he's done it. He want to show to himself that he's done it. But to another person point of view, is really like, oh, because he's rich, he can afford the Rolex lah. You don't. It's not that. It's not as simple as that. It's how that person showed wants to like show themselves, prove to themselves that they've done what they set out to do.
True. Like a milestone, like achieve certain milestones.
Correct.
Okay, it's a
Definitely correct.
celebratory gifts. Okay, so next question. Buying insurance is only making the agents richer. Is that a truth or a myth? 3, 2, 1. Wow. Okay, Seng, can you share with us more?
We get commission when you buy insurance. Simple as that. when it comes down to it, when you buy insurance, 3 parties is involved. Number 1 is yourself. Number 2 is agent. Number 3 is the insurance company. So every time you pay the premium, this money goes to the insurance company, and that insurance company will pay the agent commission. This is not a secret. This is how it works. How the industry works. So most of the time, insurance is not most of the time. Insurance is a long-term plan. When you pay premium, at the beginning, first few years, most of the money will go to whatever charges is in the insurance. It could be the agent commission. It could be for the company. But as you continue to pay the premium, a lot of the money will be returned back to you. That's how, in the general sense, not all plans work like that. Just as a disclaimer, but in general sense. So when you buy insurance, the first part is going to the company and agent. The rest of the probably 1-2 years is company and agent. The rest 10 years, 20 years, it's your own money. And then it will grow to more than what you put in. So that's how, in a broad sense, how insurance works. So when you buy insurance, we get commission, we get richer. It's as simple as that. That's how. This is our work. We are paid for what we do. That's what I believe.
Okay, fair enough. Amy?
I say myth because of the word only. So for us, like I think in the very first few questions just now, I was like, do we kind of hard sell? That is not true lah. But buying insurance technically makes all of us better off lah. I'll put it in that sense lah. So that one can be a very in-depth separate discussion. But buying insurance doesn't just make the agents richer, it also protects your income. So you're only paying a small part of it to transfer that risk away of protecting your income. So if anything do happen, like you need it technically with insurance, you're better off also because you're covered in a larger sum amount. So in that sense, not saying monetarily you'll be richer in that sense. So I'm just targeting the word only lah. So and anyhow, when we do sales and all, like Seng said, we are paid by commission. So we don't charge the clients anything for the plannings and whatsoever. We are not service based here in Brunei like this. So buying insurance technically make all of us well off, and we are earning. Basically, our wealth comes from our planning that we are not charging. So here you go.
Yeah. So same thing also lah. I don't need to explain already. I think Seng and Amy actually had a very good talk about it. depends on the plan. I would say, long story short, depends on the plan, depends on the person, depends on what you do with it. Definitely, insurance can also make certain people rich also. Like for example, something that we do is like legacy planning, right? So I can use like a few $100,000 to generate a few $1 million of coverage. Anything happens to me, my families become richer. Not saying that's the right way to do it, but I'm saying it can be done also. So depending on the context of things, it will be this or that depending on like it's really depending on like in what context are you putting it into it. If you're talking about like commission wise, of course it's making the agents richer, but if you're talking about like long-term effects, then it will be making the clients richer also at the same time, right? Okay, so I think we don't really have much question left. Last two. Insurance industry is a scam and all agents are scammers. Please cast your vote in three,
Three,
two, one.
two.
Yeah, I mean, if
Course.
I'll start
Of
first.
course.
Yeah, this
Take all the talking points,
this-
Ching. Take it all. Take it all.
this one you don't even need to like explain because the insurance industry definitely is not a scam. Because if you thought it's a scam, then you need to relook the whole thing and again. Agents are scammers. This one depends on the individual. But I would say any proper agent or any educated agent nowadays in the modern industry is not a scammer because we have to go through a lot of trainings, a lot of we have to even pay like licensing fees. We still need to resit tests, make sure that we have our professional development, have to sit 20 hours of like professional development on a yearly basis also. So with that kind of commitment, I don't think even a typical career will require you to like, keep educating yourself, keep going for courses, keep training. Like for example, the products training that we had, I've done that like few hundreds of times already, but I'm still going to this day. Right? So so I don't believe definitely the insurance industry for me is not a scam. It's definitely benefited a lot of people. And the agents subjective, depends on the individual. But I would say most agents nowadays they are not scammers. What's your thought? Seng?
I believe that it's very insurance industry is a scam. This statement probably comes from the fact that it's because insurance itself is not a tangible product. You don't see it.
Sure.
You don't see it. You're basically selling a promise that if let's say if it's a death, if it's a let's not something to cover death, we are promising you that in the event this happened, we will pay out this much to your beneficiary. So you don't see it; it's a promise. So that's why a lot of people feel like it's a scam, because you don't see things. In and then with the second part of the statement, agents are scammers. This is, as Ching said, is subjective. It depends on how you want how the agent talk to you when this particular agent is selling. So that's why it's very important for you to look into to trust your agent. Number one, that's very important. And then if you have any doubts, you can always seek second opinion. I mean, in the health industry, people love to seek second opinion from different doctors, different hospitals. Why not do the same to your wealth, to your insurance?
True.
There are a lot of agents around. I'm pretty sure you know more than one agent. Everybody has a friend who's an insurance agent. I guarantee you. So yeah, you can always do that. So if you're worried about people scamming you, look for second opinion. Simple as that.
True. Just before Amy starts, right? If let's say by some miracle of the God, you don't know any insurance agent, there's three right here now. Very capable ones. Hey, I'm good at this.
You can have three opinions.
I'm quite good at this. Okay, Amy, can you share with us your thoughts?
Again, based on the words, industry. That is a big word. So insurance industry is a scam. I don't think that is definitely not the true thing lah. Because like there's a lot of layers of authorities and regulations involved in here. So on a national level, on a global level also. So if one industry is a scam itself, we can always fall back to the government and get them to assess. So for me as a normal citizens, commoners, that is my fundamental rule. I trust the government. I believe they will do the doing. So at least the industry is well protected in that sense. And agents wise, as a summary of what both of them said and what I said previously also, agents, we're still individual. So you can narrow down to like individual person. People can make faults like try to breach and find loophole here and there also. It happens in every single job, I think. In every single corner you can find, there will be people like that also. So it's not just really down to like agent, like to categorize the whole agents as a scammer lah. So yeah, brief answer.
Cool.
Technically, I think.
Nice. Okay, last question. Da-da-da. Agents MIA, missing in action after sales. Oh, this is what I was saying just now. Or when need to do claims. So ready to cast your vote in 3, 2, 1. Da-da. Amy, can you tell us what I was saying? Kamehameha.
Again, combination of what I said previously. This is a collection of like different kind of experience that the people that I've met shared with me. So it's something like, they say they bought certain things, they never knew certain things can be claimed, they don't understand the terms and conditions of how the plans work. Like technically they got cut off right away. So whether or not they do reach out to other agents or whatsoever, it's a combination of a lot of factors. But merely on this statement point of view, there are people that they say, oh, this one, even my close friends, they are saying that they didn't know certain things can be claimed. Like, an accident happens and all these things. They say, oh, Rupanya, I didn't know I can claim. I was like, yeah, you have that plan. You should be able to reach out easily. So they said, but my agent is like not replying to certain things. So I not digging further into that, but it's more like it does happen. It does happen. So that's something that for me personally, I bear in mind a lot. So, like I make sure that do not happen to my own clients also in terms of how I carry out my profession as well.
Yeah, I think
That's it.
for me, since I have a similar thought with Amy, I'll just share first. I also believe that's a fact because about 20 to 30% of my clients actually became a client because somebody else sold them a policy or something before, and then there was no service, or they told them that this cannot be claimed, or flat out, didn't even bother to find out the proper information. So they vent out their frustration, and then they wanted that kind of service. That's why they come to me for that. So I would say although I don't like to admit this, but it's happening out there that there are actually quite a few agents that missing in action after sales or when they need to do claims. So they would just brush off the claim and say, oh, this one you cannot claim, or after sales they don't follow up anymore. Of course, everyone is not perfect, but it do happen to quite a few people that I met before lah. So that's why I agree that it's a fact. So Seng, your Kamehameha myth, come on, tell us more.
So basically, when it comes to claims, right? Because I'm not saying on behalf of all agents. The agents that I've met in my short term period. A lot of them do respond to claims. Even before I was an agent, I contacted my insurance agent that to ask about something regarding claims. Then they are very happy to help me. So my experience on this is actually very positive. That's why I believe that when it comes to claims, that a lot of modern agents currently, the younger ones, are very strong in claims because again, it ties into the long-term client effort theory as well. Because when you can help someone to do their claims, I believe that person will be your client for a very long time because they know how to deal with you. Then they know you have to explain very well what they can claim and what they cannot claim.
True. Okay.
Agree?
Yeah, I totally agree. So I don't think we have any more questions. Yeah. So that's the end of the myth. Hopefully, this sharing or this, lepak talk that we have has shed some light to all of you. Any last words that you want to give to our clients? Oh, no, clients, lagi. To our viewers. Saying, you got anything you want to say?
Can the viewers be our clients?
They definitely can. We friend first.
Friend first.
Friend
Yeah.
first.
So yeah, it's very interesting that a lot of what the public actually view insurance agent as. I believe the stigma as the old stigma where insurance agents just want to take away your money and whatnot. I believe that it's fading. It's looking good for this career. So if anyone wants to try out this industry, join as an agent, please contact any of the three of us here. We'll be very happy to help you to get started.
Yeah. Amy? Any words you want to share?
For me, I don't know. For me, prior to joining as a career itself, I never have any particular stereotypes on insurance agent. Actually, it's more like after I joined, then I hearsay from the people, basically my colleagues. Then I go like, oh, okay, there are people who perceive us that way. So I would like to think, there are a lot of people out there who are currently like the old me. They don't know anything, but we are very open to getting more information. I think this is where now, as the generation has evolved, the modern, as in like the newer trained agents, we are more doing it in a more proper manners. So a lot of stigma are definitely breaking and not so true anymore. So that's debatable, of course. But I'll say generally the whole trend is moving very positively, globally and in Brunei, of course, definitely.
Yep. So I think for me also quite similar to what Amy is saying, but a bit different because I think Amy is quite rare in terms of like, how, especially with like how notorious the field is, especially compared to for the old generation. Our parents or some of our relatives will definitely say, insurance agents scam money one. So that's why I can totally relate when I see some of the questions being asked, like insurance, is it a scam, agent MIA, all these things, because it definitely had happened before. But I'm also very happy nowadays things are going in a different direction where, the governments are stepping in to make sure, things are stricter, we have more quality. You see, last time, we don't even need like Form 5 graduate to become an insurance agent. Nowadays, it's like HND as a minimum. So the bump in terms of like qualifications needed is so much different compared to before. That's why I tell a few of my clients, like, if you want to become an agent, you might need to have like certain qualifications. They were like, huh? You need that one, man? Because still in their head, they're thinking like, primary 6 can become insurance agent already. But yeah, that's not the direction we're heading to, which is good. We're trying to follow into like the more developed nations' footsteps also in terms of like making sure our agents are proper, they are educated, they are, having the good moral compass to do the things that is necessary and not cheat people's money. So I would say, at the end of the day, if you need to look for an agent, there's 3 here that's very wonderful, openly share about anything, right? So yeah, I hope we can do more of this in the near future. So I hope you all have fun. Please make sure to follow us on BRLX. Seng, you can follow his Instagram. I think we'll link it at the end. Amy, you also can follow if you want to know more about wellness. If you want to know how to get a dashboard, definitely follow me. I'll show you how. Easy steps in 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I think that's all for today. Thank you very much for coming. We'll see you soon next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
walao 40分钟